Kazakhstan International Vectors program informs you about international relations, political opinions, economic solutions and social development. In any project, the most important factor is the belief in success. Without faith, success is impossible. Frank Benja, businessman, author of books on business. Half of the working places in the world are created by small and medium-sized businesses. Agriculture is the global trend for young entrepreneurs. Where to get money for your business development? Booming development of small and medium-sized businesses in the world was in the mid-70s of the last century. That growth was triggered by the global financial crisis. The economy has shifted from quantitative to qualitative. Small businesses continue to grow and develop thanks to the emergence of new technologies. To date, half of working places in the world are created by small businesses. The United States is among the 5 world leaders in the development of small businesses. There are about 17 million small enterprises there. Most of them have revenues of less than $500,000 a year. The maximum number of workers at the same time is 500 people. Meanwhile, in the EU, a company with an annual turnover not exceeding 40 million euros and the number of employees of up to 250 people is considered a small enterprise. The majority of small businesses in the developing countries account for less than 5 people of staff. Among the popular areas of small businesses actively developing in the world today are trade, production of consumer goods, construction and since recently agriculture. In Kazakhstan, this trend is particularly noticeable.
За последние 2 года
Over the past 2 years, agriculture has moved from the 5 priority promising sectors to the top 3. That is, it is already in the 3rd place. This is a lot of help to the past history of eco-village, organic farms, industries that fall within a certain segment. In Almaty already there are residents who scrupulously apply to the quality of their food and are willing to pay more for milk, but they need to be sure that it is a high-quality milk, quality meat, quality products, vegetables, fruits and so on.
жителей, которые
Small business in Kazakhstan is widely represented in some other areas: services, trade, both wholesale and retail, food industry, educational and consulting services. There are a lot of small businesses and private individuals in the country who find it difficult to get loans from local banks. However, as other entrepreneurs around the world, they are being helped by microfinance institutions. Our customers are mostly the people who have little access to traditional banking services, those who trade in the markets in different areas of trade, who owns small production facilities. These may be a mini bakery, small shops and processing agricultural products, sewing workshops, studios, etc. Some small production. In the world today, a female entrepreneurship is actively developing. There are even areas that are considered traditionally feminine: beauty industry, educational services, design and trade. Countries leading in the development of female entrepreneurship are the United States, Australia and the United Kingdom. Kazakhstan is also seeking to develop this area. The Chamber of Entrepreneurs also actively supports the women's entrepreneurship. A Council of Business Women of the National Chamber of Entrepreneurs called Atemeken has been created, which provides support in different directions. In Almaty city, the council has supported more than 1,500 women in solving their legal issues, in improving education, organization of events and finding new markets. Microfinance institutions also actively lend to women. KMF argues about 70% of its clients are women who are engaged in micro-business. KMF, besides financial support, provides also non-financial services, and in the first place it is a very big project to improve the financial literacy of the population, the management of the family budget and how to manage their business. This project has been working since 2013 and has had a great success among our customers, and more than a half of our clients were trained in such projects to improve financial literacy. A social portrait of KMF borrower is a family woman with 2 children from rural area, with secondary education, having her own small business. There is a variety of ways to earn money. An American enterprise, American Bronzing Company, for more than 80 years is making money on used-to-worn children's shoes. Little boots, shoes and sneakers are being embalmed by the employees in bronze, tin and even porcelain. It turns a perpetual monument to childhood which can be stored on a shelf. Interestingly, the company has appeared on the market during the Great Depression and was founded by a kindergarten teacher. Today, the company's owner, the grandson of the founder, is confident that the service will be in demand as long as children continue to grow. Microcredit, the chance to open a business in the village. And who will teach how to conduct a business in Kazakhstan? Development of small and medium-sized businesses has a significant role in the development of the state economy. The emergence of small companies forms the middle class in the state and stabilizes economic processes. The first who paid attention to these factors were the OECD member countries. In 2000, in Bologna, the first World Conference on Small and Medium-Sized Businesses was conducted. There was adopted the Bologna Charter on Policy in the Sphere of Small and Medium-Sized Businesses. The Charter has recognized the small and medium business as a driving force for the creation of working places and wealth and called for a greater international dialogue. It has defined the role of the OECD in strengthening the competitiveness of business by conducting analytical studies and projects and the provision of assistance to governments. Today, the share of small and medium-sized business in the GDP, for example, of Canada is 27%, of the Czech Republic 35%, and of Malaysia 47%. The leaders in these indexes are the USA and Japan with 62 and 63% respectively. In countries where the small and medium businesses are well developed, the problem of financing is solved. In the US, for example, an entrepreneur can get different types of funding: microloans, loans to cover a large debt, venture capital, franchising, leasing, loan guarantees or subsidies. Many of them are provided by the state. Almost every European country has a state program of development of SMEs and lending on favorable terms. Available loans are also issued by microfinance institutions. In Kazakhstan, the maximum amount of credit issued by a microfinance organization is limited by law. The average amount of it is 350,000 tenge, and the average loan term equals to 9 months. Generally, in the whole, microcredit practice, especially in rural areas, has a very important social mission, a function of being a conductor of available funding. We have this also in the mission, as it sounds, to provide the access to quality microfinance services, including rural areas. And why the village? It is clear that the people there are engaged in business, farming activities, and there is a very great need for financial services. 70% of KMF clients today are the inhabitants of the village. The organization operates through 74 branches in rural areas. Businesses rely on the turnover. Entrepreneurs take a small loan for a short time and try to quickly sell the goods. Small and medium business is able to stabilize the economy of any country. It creates jobs and forms new market niches. Kazakhstan has a state program to support entrepreneurship, which is called Business Roadmap 2020. As of August 1st, 2016, in Kazakhstan there are 1,554,969 units of business, including LLPs, almost 314,000 units, or 313,726, that is 20.2%. IPs, more than 1 million units, 1,055,133 units, that is 67.9%. And farms, was 186,110 units, or 11.9%. Mostly small and medium-sized enterprises are registered in Almaty, Astana, East Kazakhstan region, South Kazakhstan region and Almaty region. Fewer of them are registered in the North Kazakhstan region. However, any small business needs not only financial but also educational support. For example, the National Chamber of Entrepreneurs (ATMEKEN) for the third year supports all branches of business. It provides consulting services, protection of the rights and interests of entrepreneurs, and assistance in entering foreign markets, as well as educational services. It is such seminars as a business advisor and business growth. Every year, several thousand entrepreneurs are passing this training, which allows them to gain business skills, skills for accounting, tax accounting, on writing business plans for sales expansion, to attract customers, HR management, etc. Also, this training allows you to continue to participate in the subsidy program Business Roadmap 2020. Free of charge, the experts of the Chamber are advising on accounting, taxes, quality management, customs procedures and IT technologies. In addition, the educational projects in cooperation with universities are being implemented. Business Connections project, which this year is carried out by the Chamber of Entrepreneurs together with the Kazakh British Technical University, is one of the clearest examples of support for small and medium-sized businesses. It allows businesses not only to acquire new knowledge, but also to gain new contacts for business development, and also to take part in foreign economic activity. In KBTU independently for several years already, an initiative for the development of entrepreneurial skills and entrepreneurial thinking is being implemented. A few extra subjects, such as the basics of business, are now included in the curriculum. The next initiative will be writing business projects as the thesis. Some of our students write business plans for that business in which they are already involved, so to speak, the family business. For example, again, if I have business in Almaty, a business of my family, I will gather a group of 3 to 4 students. It is usually the size of the group, and they all write the plan how to expand the business to other regions, let's say. It is important that the student project essentially talks about the real business or about the development of a particular region. When applying for a job, each student can talk about a real project which he or she has created. For employers, it is very interesting. Young entrepreneurs always offer a lot of new initiatives. However, it is difficult to understand the usefulness, relevance and reality of some projects. We have projects such as Startup Weekend, Crash Tests, the events in this interactive format where people come, they share their ideas. They will inevitably have to share their ideas with others in order to get feedback. Because yes, we have information on different markets, different industries. Of course, we can professionally evaluate and advise people with different ideas, starting from agriculture to IT. But physically, we do not always have time, so we are holding the event where people share their experiences with each other. Young entrepreneurs also invite some competent speakers who advise the beginners, and not always the beginner means an inspiring young. We have the most aged participant, who is a 73-year-old woman entrepreneur from Kazakhstan, and the youngest participant, a 15-year-old student from Nazarbayev Intellectual School here in Almaty. The spread on the age is huge though. Today, MOST brings together more than 15,000 people. 11,000 of them are starting entrepreneurs with an average 2 years of experience in the real business. In fact, it is a huge potential for the country.